A very, very good morning. My name is Raja Mia. It is the 3rd of November 2023. Every now and then I pull together what I refer to as emergency transmissions. This is one such emergency transmission. I'm sure you will all find it of value. For the last 5 years, those of you who are new to me, for the last 5 years, I have been leading what I refer to as a working class insurgency against a corrupt Labour Party run administration of my hometown of Oldham. During this time, we have exposed the cover-up of the grooming and gang rape of our town's children, the relationships between senior Labour Party politicians and dangerous criminals, and time after time, corruptions and cover-up involving the administration of this town. For those of you who are attempting to sue me, this is a democracy, and democracy, this is a fundamental right. The purpose of what I do is to hold to account politicians at the ballot box. That means remove Labour Party politicians from power. Over the last 4 years now, 3 years, the last 3 years, we have removed in succession 3 Labour Party leaders. Sean Fielding from the Labour Party stronghold of Failsworth West, AROOJ SHAH from the Labour Party stronghold of Chadderton South, and then last year, Amanda Chadderton from the Labour Party stronghold of Royton South. Despite the betrayal of the independents who we have supported, who've replaced many of these, who at the most recent council meeting voted with Labour, and when they come and knock on your door, you'll have to ask them why they voted with Labour, against their own pledges, by the way. But that is a story for Sunday evening. I am dressed in my coat because I've just dropped my child off at school, and I was on my way to leaflets because I believe in direct campaigning. So we have a whole host of leaflets that are crowdfunded by you, and these leaflets are used to raise awareness with people who do not access this channel. So please, I urge all of you who are watching, there's 50 of you or so who are already tuned into this transmission, please copy the link, please share across all of your social media platforms, because what the information I have, well, I think it's career ending. It should be career ending, and the police should get involved. That is what my position on this is. What your position is entirely up to you. Now let me bring this up. I don't want to manipulate you. Those of you who followed me know I bring the evidence, which is why I'm not in prison, despite them repeatedly trying to put me in prison. So hold on. I'm going to play you an extract from Wednesday night's council meeting. It'll only take 30 seconds.
Breakdown of these crimes as part of this.
Just give me 1 second. When I get to the right bit. It'll come on after this guy.
Supporting their criminal prosecutions where appropriate by using civil powers such as criminal behaviour orders.
Gary TARBUCK submitted this question.
Also past funded knife arches.
Gary TARBUCK submitted a question. ABDUL JABBAR answered this question. Listen to the response.
This information will be held by Greater Manchester Police, and I would suggest Miss Leach contacts the police directly.
Here we go.
Thank you. The next question is from Gary TARBUCK. Can the relevant cabinet member please confirm the total net debt for Oldham Council is forecast for the year 2023-24, and that the total amount anticipated in interest payments to service this debt will be over the current financial year? Call upon Councillor ABDUL JABBAR to reply.
Thank you.
Okay, straightforward question. The straightforward question is, how much money has the council borrowed? There's no ambiguity. How much money has the council borrowed, and how much are the interest payments paid by the council to service the money it's borrowed? No ambiguity. None whatsoever. Anyone disagree with me? No ambiguity whatsoever. This is ABDUL JABBAR's response.
Mr. Mayor, and thanks to Mr. TARBUCK for his latest question for the council finances. The council's debt forecasted is to be 160 million, 160.996 million at the end of this financial year, and the forecast interest payment to service this debt is 6.5 million. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No ambiguity there. Okay, that's what he said. The total number of external borrowing, 160, is it 992? So 161 million, give or take, and the serviced interest, 6.631 or something. He said 6.7, I got it out, but I rounded it up to when I released a statement. Okay, so 161 million and 6.1 million. To a very, very specific and clear question asked by the member of the public, where the former deputy leader of Oldham Council, now cabinet member for finances, ABDUL JABBAR, sat next to AROOJ, SHAH, the leader of the council. That answer would have been cleared, by the way. You can see he read it off a piece of paper that had been provided to him by, I would imagine, the head of finance. No, 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 no. No. ABDUL JABBAR. ABDUL JABBAR, are you going to resign? Are you going to resign? Because it is my position that the answer you provided misled members of the public. Let me show you. The figure he gave you was in reference to a budget line they have that's called external borrowing, which is 160,992,000, give or take, right? And on that, the interest is £6,631,000. That's what he said. Clear? Clear as day. What he doesn't make reference to is other borrowing, other debts, and the amount of other debts. You ready? 204,500,000. Sorry. I don't want to claim too much. 204,536,000. And the interest paid on that every year is 19,502,000. That means the total debt of this council, if I get my figures right, is £365,528,000. And the total interest paid every year £133,000. The question was asked in good faith by Gary TARBUCK. It was very clear, and the finance portfolio holder, ABDUL JABBAR, well, I believe he misled you, the council taxpayers of this town. And my source from inside the finance department from Oldham Council, thank you very, very much for supplying me with this information this morning. My source from within the finance department of Oldham Council, thank you very, very much for supplying me with this information this morning. And furthermore, the information that they provided me with, you need to know more of. If you're finding value in this, in what I bring to you, because if I did not bring to you, this town would not be where it is. So if you find value of the, I'm not asking you to pay me any of those millions. If you find value, please consider subscribing to the channel buying me a coffee for £2 because I am 100% community funded, and without my work you would know none of this. You would be like that numpty Hints and the big team Hurley who are vote at the council meetings with Labour. They even vote against their own pledges. So here we go. Here we go. We have got a council finance leader, portfolio holder, former deputy leader of Oldham Council, answering a question saying, our debt is 161 million and we pay 6.7 million pounds a year in interest. What he excludes from that is the other borrowing of 204 million and a further 19.5 million pounds of interest payments. Why has he done that? Why has he not stood up and told you that the council's total borrowing is £365,528,000, of which £26,133,000 are annual interest payments? £26,133,000 are annual interest payments. Now, I want to give Oldham Council I don't want to escalate or exaggerate. So we then asked, and my finance guy went away and came back. We don't measure it like that, Raj. I said, why? What do you mean? I asked how much of the 26,133,000 is paid for by the government in terms of interest. How much of it you don't pay for? How much of that £26 million of interest payments a year does the council taxpayer pay? Oldham Council doesn't know. That's right. Oldham Council doesn't know how much of your money they use to pay £26 million of interest payments every year. And it's rising, by the way. With interest rates changing and all of that, it's rising. Is ABDUL JABBAR telling you the truth? Is AROOJ SHAH telling you the truth? And why is it? Why is it that the independents we put there are busy? I don't know what they're busy doing. Big team. I think we know who the big team is here, don't you?
Do not fear them. Do not fear any of them. On the 20th of November 2003, James Ignatius O'Rourke McMahon was elected councillor for the Failsworth East Ward of Oldham. Deeply ambitious, he ruthlessly rose to power, and by 2011, he was already leader of the council. In 2015, exploiting a Labour Party loophole, he became MP for Oldham West and Royton. If only the people of the town knew then what they now know. Do not fear them. Do not fear any of them.